Okay, now that we have Node installed, let's actually run this. This is the exciting part. We did actually run Node in the previous tutorial when we did a node-v. This is actually running the Node command in order to get the version. But that's not what we're after. We want to execute code. So we're going to run this thing called the Node REPL, right? REPL stands for read, evaluate, print, loop. It is this format of interacting with these interpreters, which basically provides you a prompt, and then you can type something in the prompt, hit enter. It is going to execute what you typed in the prompt, give you the result, and then show you the prompt again. All right, so that's the read. It reads what you've typed, evaluate it, print the result, and then show you the prompt. So it's basically the loop, right? So that's what REPL actually means. So Node by default has a REPL built into it, so that you can try out Node syntax, execute Node code without even writing those statements in a file, right? You can directly write it in the Node REPL command. So the way to start the Node REPL command is very simple. You just type Node, and that's it. So you are in the REPL now, and you see there's a prompt here which is a little different from your typical command line prompt. So this is the Node prompt. So the Node prompt lets you write JavaScript code and it executes it. Okay, so I can write 1 + 1. This is valid JavaScript, and any guess is what the result is. If this was anything other than 2, you'd probably stop learning Node.js, but thankfully it is still 2. So you can execute any random commands in JavaScript. So let's say I have a variable a. Well, it defines a variable a. Now I can say a equals 10, and it returns the value which was assigned as the return of that statement. All right. So if I were to type a, it's basically an expression, and what Node REPL does is it returns the value of a. So if I type a, it's going to return 10 because the value of a is 10. So if I were to say a times 2, it is going to return 20. So it's basically evaluating that expression, and then returning it. You can also do other things like var b equals a times 3, and then now b has the value of 30, right? So you're basically executing JavaScript code in this kind of repeated loop format where you get a prompt and then you can type it and wait for it to execute. So there's a bunch more you can do with this, but this is a good way for you to kind of get started with, trying out some JavaScript commands, right? This is actually pretty powerful. You can also run multi-line commands like this. So say if a is greater than, 9, so console.log of a is and then close the curly brace. Now I have a if statement. It takes it and it executes it. So it's basically looking at the value of a, which I entered before. So a is greater than 9. Well, yes, because a has the value of 10. So the if condition passes, and then it prints the console statement, which is what you're seeing here. And then the return of that whole block of if is, what does it return? It returns nothing. So it's returning undefined here. So there are a couple of aspects to this REPL. First of all, it remembers everything that you did here, right? So you defined a above and you assigned it a value of 10, and then you executed a couple more statements which uses the value of a, it remembers it. And then you have this multi-line statement where you can execute multiple lines. When you open the curly brace, it realizes, okay, this is not the end of the statement, there is more coming. So it added this continuation thing. You see this ... here, which is basically saying it's indented it a little bit and say, I know this is not the end, there are more statements coming, so it's waiting for it. And when the closing curly brace is entered, then it knows, okay, we are done. So it actually goes ahead and executes it. So it's actually intelligent about when it detects the statement is not done versus when it assumes, okay, now it's done, and then it executes it. All right. So this is the Node REPL. Play around with it and have some fun. But before you get started, I want to let you know how to get out of this as well. All right. So the way to do this, if I were to say Control C, it says to exit, press Control C again, or Control D, or type .exit. So I can say .exit, and then it exits. Okay, I can also press Control-C multiple times or Control-D 2 times, and then it exits from the REPL, right? And then it's very simple to go back in again. Now, an important thing to remember is that every time you quit a REPL, all the variables and all the functions that you've created are effectively erased because all that stay in the memory. So you create all your variables and functions, and then when you exit the REPL and then start a new REPL session by typing in Node, the variables that you've created before is obviously not going to exist like you would expect it to. Just like any other program, all these things are in memory. So you start out with a clean session every time you start a Node REPL. Okay, so this is the Node REPL. You will get this by installing Node and having Node be available in your path. You can type Node anytime and enter the REPL. Okay, we've seen the Node REPL. We are almost ready to start writing code. But before we do that, I want to highlight a very important point, which is what are the things that you want to write in Node.js? Node.js has a very specific set of problems that it wants to solve. So it's very important to understand when you should use Node.js and when you should not use Node.js. I'm going to cover that in detail in the next tutorial, and I'll also explain why you should be using Node.js only in certain applications and not in some other applications, where it shines and where it falls short. Let's check it out in the next tutorial.